Hey, so let's redo this voiceover and hopefully my audio won't cut out intermittently like it did on the last video. I think it had most of the information in there that I was trying to convey, but I figured I would redo it just so we hopefully get all the information about panel mode and with tension with it. Because panel mode is trickier to get the hang of, I feel, than tube mode. Tube mode is great for beginners. Panel mode, there's just a little bit more you have to look at. You need to go a little bit slower as well. So I did my cast on. And now we're starting our first row. So when it comes to tension, watch my hand. If you just saw it there, I kind of let go and I pulled down a little bit as I start to crank backwards to get that needle to hook the yarn. The first and your last needle on panel mode are always going to be your troublemakers. They are my troublemakers no matter how many panels I do. Sometimes they will work slightly better than others, but they're always the one I really watch because a few things can happen. One is you don't want to loose tension so you don't drop a stitch. The second thing is you see my right hand going over there and helping the yarn, the loop of the yarn go over that needle. It'll also catch on those needles. The reason being, why I have to help the yarn around that first and last needle with my right hand is that's just a weight issue with panel mode. There's not enough weight on the end of the panel to have the machine force that loop around, especially in your first rows. Now you can help this by adding like claw weights or binder clips to the side, but you kind of have to get a few rows going before you can add binder clips. You need a little bit less rows to add the claw weights, and that weight to the fabric will help with you having to force that loop around. If you try to just force the machine without helping that loop around, it's going to catch on that needle, it's going to bind up the machine, and then you also can run the risk of either stripping your gear in your gear handle, that's no good because then you'd have to replace it, or you could be break a needle, which you would also then need to replace. So that's why helping it out there, I've just gotten into a little rhythm of doing it. I also go a lot slower than in tube mode just to make sure all the needles are catching. And then with my left hand, pulling back on that tension is going to help that needle catch so you don't get drop stitches. Because that's the second thing you have to look for on your first and last needle in panel mode is if the needle doesn't catch the new yarn as you're starting to crank your first row, you get the lovely drop stitch on those. And I have fixed a drop stitch on the first and last needle in panel mode, but it does a different like end seam knit, the way it knits on the machine. It gives you like a really nice seam. Mine never comes out that great when I have fixed it. Like I could get away with it and it's going to be the seam on the inside, but it's not great. Usually I opt, if I get a drop stitch, I will just redo the project because it's going to just look better, I feel, than trying to fix it. I've just never gotten a good grasp on fixing that drop stitch on the first and last needle. Now, fixing drop stitches on any of the interior needles of your panel, that's not as big of a deal. That's just like fixing them like on tube mode. And I'm pretty good at that now. But that first and last needle, always going to be your trickiest one. So if you're having issues with panel mode, take your time, use like a DK number 3 weighted yarn, and just really look out that first and last needles and help it out. So thank you so much for all the questions, all the comments. I truly appreciate it. And in the description, I'm going to link some of my tutorials I have done on panel mode, how I personally like to set up my machine to help you get going in panel mode. It goes into a lot more detail than just in this. This was just more on tension and how I use my hands. I'm also going to stitch the video where things cut out, and you can listen to that too because I have some other information there. When I read this comment, I had to pause for a minute and go back and take a look at some of the videos I've made in the past because I thought, do I do that? And yeah, I definitely do this. So I sped up this video a little bit. I'm casting on my panel mode here right now. I'm getting ready to go to my first actual row and watch my left hand. And I'm going to kind of walk you through why I think I do that. You'll see I kind of drop the yarn with my left hand and then I kind of pull it back, and it's to give tension. And I'm not really pulling down. It's a pretty light touch still. As you'll also see, I use my right hand to kind of help that loop flip around that first and that last needle as well. And this is just because of a weight issue. There's not enough weight to the yarn to make the machine fully flip that loop around the needle. You can use claw weights to help with this, but I think I've just done this for so long now. I have kind of a muscle memory of cranking with my right hand, helping those loops around with my right hand, and then using my left hand for that tension and kind of maybe pulling slightly more on the beginning and ending of my panel just to make the panels go as smoothly as possible. And this is pretty much to prevent the drop stitch at that first and last needle. Fixing a drop stitch on any of the other needles is just like tube mode. Those are pretty easy for me now, but these end ones, it does a different type of knit on the side edge for panels, and I just have never quite got it down right. So I really try to go slow even now to make sure that first and last needle definitely catches the yarn, because they're the most finicky to me in panel mode, kind of using that tension, but you kind of get into that rhythm. I think now for me, it's kind of a muscle memory overdoing in the years, but that was a really good eye because I kind of didn't even realize I was doing it. So, but these are the questions I love, and to help troubleshoot, to hopefully help make your circular knitting machine experience as best as possible. But like everything else, it's just a ton of practice. I've had this machine now for 6 years now. You know, you kind of just get into that little rhythm of using it, that little muscle memory, and seeing what your machine likes and how you can make it work. Because machines are kind of like people in a way. Everyone kind of has their own little quirks of things they like, yarns they like, and yarns they don't like, and how you and the machine can work together to make it work with the yarn. So this is what I do that seems to work really well for me, and I do have the most successful panels. Every now and then I still get a drop stitch and I have to redo it, but for the most part they come out pretty successful as long as my cast on is correct. So thank you for the comment, and happy crafting everybody. Like and follow for more.